All right. All right. So, state your name.
Tim Zerr.
Okay. How did you first hear about all of this and when?
I was coming back to visit my mother in Aberdeen, and I was at the airport. This is probably 18 years ago, 19 years ago. And Frank Schwann, who I used to play with in the band, with Bill Schott and Bonnie Schott, was in the airport picking up his daughter. And I hadn't seen him in many years, and he said, Tim. And then he told me about the reunion. I think they had 1 year, so it's probably 20 years ago. I think they had, or 19 years ago, they had done it 1 year and had a good turnout. And I was living in Florida, I believe. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, might have been living in South Carolina too. So I said, oh great, because I come home at this time of year for my mom's birthday, and I see my brother Dan and everybody else, and so I said, I'll come out and jam. There's an open mic musicians reunion. Sounded like I had a chance to see a lot of people I played with in the 60s and in the 70s. So ever since then, I've come every year.
What year about was that?
Well, they've done it 1 year. Is this the 19th year? So it would have been, that came the next year, so that would have been, so it's probably, I'd say 17, 18, probably 18 years ago, approximately.
And hey, can you guys like kind of go that way, just down that way a little bit? Because I'm picking you guys up a little bit.
So about 18 years ago, yeah.
Okay. Fond memories.
Fond memories. Well, the first one was seeing Frank. I hadn't seen Frank in many years, and so we got to play with him again. And then, in playing with Dan, we really, other than fooling around, we really hadn't played together on stage. So it's like, wow, me and my brother, and then I don't know if you joined us the first year that I was here or when, but then you joined us, and it's like, wow, this is cool. And then Gordy Zenz and his son came one year, and so it was Dan and you, Dan being your dad, and me, and Gordy Zenz, and I played in bands at the same time Gordy played around town here, but I hadn't played in a band with him, and his son played, so we had like three generations of people playing, which was really cool. And then I think a number of years later, I can't remember what year it was, I had played with Bill Liebel, and they shot me dead! Elizabeth! Anyway, so I saw Bill Liebel, and it's like, Bill, I played in a band with Bill and Terry French in 1967 called The Sounds of Soul. We played funk, James Brown, Chicago blues, Yardbirds, stuff like that. Anyway, it's like, so wow. So every year until my friend Bill Liebel died, he came back, and I flew into Minneapolis, and we'd drive together. I'd stay with him, we'd drive together here. And then him and I, and Gordy and Dan and you and Marty Mortensen that played with Gordy Zenz for many years, played. And so hooking up with Bill, I hadn't seen him since 1982. And so, and Terry French came too one year, and Terry and I, Bill, played in '67, so we reconfigured up here with Gordy, and it's like, wow, this is so cool. It's like, I never expected to ever do anything like that,
Right.
And so, and we've always, with your help, we've always kind of had people from different generations coming, so we kind of felt like us older guys were kind of tutoring some of the new guys to get some stage experience and kind of showing the ropes a little bit, and so that incident, those two with Frank and then with Bill Liebel were the two most memorable ones. And then I videotaped a couple of years, the whole thing, and gave my brother Dan a copy, and I gave Gordy Zenz a copy. And I can't remember if I gave Hank Bowker a copy, but and the guys that made it so easy here for us to have a good time was Gordy Zenz and Hank Bowker, and Mike Upton too, who's passed since. These guys, kind of did the stage, and they had the equipment, and I always came early and helped them. I could still lift more stuff than helped everybody set everything up, and we'd bring a trailer in here, and So, you know, a lot of it was like songs that some of us hadn't played since the 60s, and all of a sudden they came back to us. Like Gordy all of a sudden would say, oh, you remember Perfidia by The Ventures? And it's like, that's one of the first songs I learned on when I played guitar in the mid, 63 probably.
Yeah.
And so it's like all of a sudden it come back to me, and I'm playing bass on it, you know? So, oh, okay. So a lot of fond memories, yeah, anyway.
What are some of your old band names that you were in?
One of the first bands I was in was called the Toretos. That was Milo Retzer, myself, Bill Doucette, and Bruce Larrabee. We played in 65, 66. Played the bars and played at Northern for dances at the college. And I was the only one from Aberdeen. Me and Milo Retzer and I were the only ones from Aberdeen. Milo played rhythm guitar. I played lead guitar. I sang about half the songs, and Bill Doucette, he was from Boston. He sang the other half the songs, played keyboards. And then Bruce Larrabee was from Fort Pierre. He was a Northern student, and he played drums. So that was the first band, and then second band after that, we had maybe another configuration of that. And then that band broke up when Bill Doucette graduated and went back to Massachusetts, and I hooked up with Bill Label and Terry French and Pat Label and Doug Cameron, and we started the Sounds of Soul. And we played James Brown and Paul Butterfield and the Yardbirds and Bob Dylan, Donovan, a lot of interesting stuff. It was fun. So I played with them for about a year, approximately, give or take, until I got drafted into the Army and ended up in Vietnam.
So if this is the last reunion, how does that make you feel? If this is the last one?
Well, I'm sad, you know, and it's like I know people have died, and so it's been kind of coming here and seeing who's still here and able to do it. And some years we've had a lot of turnout, and some for musicians, and some years not. But there's always a big crowd. They got cheap beer, and they all come after the grandstand closes. They come over here and drink, and everybody has a good time. A lot of young people, but we're playing old music from the 60s and 70s, early 70s, and still the young people will come. And we don't do. There's not a lot of country that happens, and there are a lot of country people they like country music, but we get into that old rock and roll, and they're dancing, drinking, having a good old time. So it's just a big party and a reunion, and so if it doesn't happen anymore, I'm gonna miss it. It's like it's become a ritual. You know, almost 20 years of doing this, and doing it with my brother and with you. You know, it's like a family thing, and it's a ritual of people that I've known for many years and used to play with, and so on multiple levels, I'm gonna miss it. You know, and there's a possibility of somebody when you move and my sister Lori moves away and there's nobody really here for me. If somebody picks up the torch and continues to make this happen, I might think about coming back. But it'd have to be serious and planned. I wouldn't just come back and it's like, oh well, this didn't work, that didn't work, so we, you know, because it's a plane ticket from Wilmington, North Carolina, where I live. It's not cheap.
Anything you would like to say to Hank?
Oh yeah, I'm going to see him. Hopefully he's supposed to be here. Hank, I'm very grateful to Hank Bowker for his contribution to running the stage and contacting musicians, sending out emails, sending out letters, getting all the old people together. Hank played with the Mystics, and I was still in high school when those guys were playing, and Hank kind of helped bring us all together. And Don Gacy, who runs Frontier Village at the time, Don always had a steak dinner for us, and he made sure that, you know, come up and tell jokes and tell people not to drive drunk and all that good stuff. And so between Gordy Zenz and Hank Bowker and Don Gacy, they made it happen. And then we thought it was when Don's health went downhill, and then he stopped doing it. We didn't know that. He handed it off to somebody else, but he didn't really. There was a loss of communication about how important this musicians reunion was, and so one year it kind of didn't happen. Some other younger bands took it over, and we showed up, and the stage wasn't ours anymore. So we had to sort of like get permission to even come up and do a couple songs with them. And it's like, and then I don't know if it was maybe 2 years later, maybe even though the sequence of this, you just said, "Hell, I'm going to do it," and you put it together, and you finagled us a Thursday because we lost the stage for the Friday and Saturday because it used to be always Friday and Saturday. and we have crowds both nights and have a lot of musicians and different people. Different musicians came either night, you know, some came both nights, and so you were able to coordinate it with making sure that we had equipment and Thursday night for us. So you know, that's been good. It's not quite as popular as the Friday and Saturday because, you know, a lot of people don't go out, you know, on Thursday, but it's still been good. And so that maybe there's somebody else that wants to do it. I don't know. But yeah, that Hank was definitely, without Hank, it probably wouldn't have happened. Yeah.
And then the last thing, look right into the camera and say thanks, Hank.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Hank, I love you, man, for good reasons. Because, you know, without this, without you, this would have never happened. You and your buddies Gordy and everybody else that's been involved in Down DC, appreciate it, man. God bless you.
All right, that's all I got.
Next.
Dad.